We're out in the city of Riverside at Riverside Municipal Airport, and I'm here with Dave. Did you know that you can learn how to fly here in the Inland Empire? Dave, tell us all about your school here.
Well, we're Riverside Flight Academy, located at the Riverside Airport, as you said. We specialize in teaching people to fly either the sport pilot all the way through to commercial pilot license so that they can have a career as pilots.
So you say sport pilot, are you talking about small airplanes like this?
Smaller aircraft like the Cessna 150 you see here. Our sport plane is actually a little bit smaller. It's a license that requires a minimum of 20 hours of flight time versus 40 to fly something like this. So it's a little more cost effective to get into and kind of get your feet wet as a pilot.
What is the difference? I mean, obviously they look smaller, but what's the biggest difference between them?
Useful load. The light sport category is limited to 1,320 pounds and 2 passengers only. As a private pilot, you can fly an aircraft like the typical Cessna 172, which allows you to take your family with you and go flying somewhere.
So where do your pilots come from? I mean, here in the Inland Empire or outside?
Believe it or not, the flight training industry is a global market. We have pilots that have been here from Germany. We have pilots that come here from the city of Riverside. The marketing people that we get involved with are shocked at our reach and how we can market in Europe, we can market in New York, we can market right here, and we can pull pilots from all over the country. And it's primarily because of the shortage of pilots that's coming up. The Boeing company estimates about 23,000 pilots a year shortage starting next year, running for 10 years. And so the industry is preparing for a real ramp up in pilot training. In fact, Cal Baptist University here in Riverside has just activated their new aviation program to start training people to become commercial pilots.
Now, are there a lot of other places here in the Inland Empire where you can learn how to fly?
There is a flight school, typically 3 to 4 at every airport.
Okay.
There's 4 of us here at this at Riverside Airport, and it's, people say, well, you've got a lot of competition. You really don't. There's enough clientele out there for everybody. It boils down to customer service and quality for what they're paying for.
And obviously with the shortage coming up, it's important that people come out and learn how to fly, right?
Right.
Okay. So what is the first step when teaching somebody how to fly?
The first step is what we usually do is give them what's called a discovery flight, and that's for people that have absolutely no experience. They'll come out and we spend about 15 minutes in our flight simulator to acclimate them to the controls of the aircraft, how the instruments work, how the airplane's going to fly in the air, and then from there one of our instructors like Johan would take them in the air. They'll actually fly the plane for a half hour from takeoff almost to landing.
Wow.
Usually at landing we take over the aircraft and the flight instructor lands it. That's the first step, and then from there you just come out every day and you start taking lessons. And the average person here takes between 40 and 45 hours of flight instruction to become a pilot. You usually can be flying an airplane by yourself within the first 15 hours.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow. So, I mean, from start to finish, if I wanted to, I'm going to start today and I'm going to go till?
You can complete it in as little as 3 weeks. The average person takes about 4 months.
Okay, because obviously doing it over time.
Right. Usually 2 to 3 times a week is the most cost-effective way to learn.
All right, so you said the first step is to get used to the controls.
Flight simulator, right.
So we go inside and do that?
Let's go inside. Let's go fly a simulator.
Let's go.
Come on.
It's like a video game, right? Like
Absolutely.
A big video game. I got that, I think.
Joel, this is our Redbird LD flight simulator. As an instrument pilot or a commercial pilot, this is a very valuable tool. Instrument pilots can spend 20 hours of the 40 required hours of training at this, saving them almost $2,000 to get their instrument rating. And it makes a far better classroom than the airplane does in the beginning stages of becoming an instrument pilot. And by instrument pilot, what we're talking about is being able to fly through the fog, the clouds. When there's zero visibility, pilots fly based on looking at the instruments only. Usually when you climb into a cockpit, you see all these instruments and you go, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with that? We tell people in the beginning, forget what's going on here, because you'll get focused on the instruments and you'll forget to fly the airplane.
Okay.
As a pilot, you want to spend 80% of your time looking out the windows, watching for other traffic, 20% of your time focusing on the instruments. This particular device is what we call our attitude indicator. And when we mean attitude, we don't mean grumpy or happy. We mean whether the airplane is pitched up towards the sky or pitched up towards the ground. Blue for sky, brown for dirt. Keep it in the middle, you're usually pretty safe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of speed.
Okay.
And what that's going to do is the plane's going to start moving forward, and I want you to move your feet left and right and just kind of get a feel for how the airplane moves.
Okay.
Okay? Go back to
Coming
center,
back.
now a little
Okay.
bit of right. A little bit of right.
Okay,
More right. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. All right, now I'm going to give you some power. Good job. All right, we're at 80 miles an hour. Grab the yoke and gently pull back.
Okay, we're going
turn. Don't turn. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Just like that. Now, let's go ahead and neutralize it. And go ahead and hold on to it.
Oh, okay, I'm holding on.
Yeah, you're flying above the city of Riverside.
Woo! Whoa, there we go. What's that?
That's wind.
That's wind.
Yep.
I don't like wind.
Yeah.
I don't-
Wind happens.
No, look at everything's moving now.
It does, and you have to learn as a pilot to do exactly what you just did, not react to it. As you come in for a landing with the aircraft, you use the yoke to keep the wings level,
Okay.
and you steer mostly with your feet.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Not yet, because you haven't had to do anything. We're kind of right on glide slope. We're a little high, actually.
Okay.
But we'll slow down. We'll pull the power out of it. Put the nose down. Plane's floating a little bit, but here we go now. We're
Okay.
starting to descend.
So we're just floating right now.
We're just kind of floating over the runway. Okay,
Wow.
now we're starting to drop kind of rapidly, so we got to get our power in.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go this way.
Well, yeah, so I need to move over
All
a bit.
right. Now give me left rudder pedal.
All right, left rudder.
Left rudder.
More left rudder.
Left rudder. Left rudder.
Left rudder.
There you go.
Like lots
Left rudder.
Okay, I got
Okay.
lots left.
All right, now
Not too
relax.
much.
Relax.
Okay,
As the runway starts to come up, we pull the nose up, and we just kind of wait for the plane to quit flying.
Oh my goodness. What? This is crazy.
There you go.
Wow. And then at some point I apply the brakes.
Yep, now step on both equally.
Okay, well I need this plane to stop because I'm I'm swerving again.
Yeah,
There's a lot of swerving going on. Okay.
there you go. You have flown an airplane.
Learning how to fly and learning how to land safely out here at Riverside Flight Academy in the city of Riverside.